What's going on, Socialites? Welcome to another Global Pokémon Society Draft League battle. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. And in honor of the big game, the championship, we have a rematch of last season's Draft League championship. The reigning champ Denver taking on last season's runner-up, the Memphis Mews. We see here Denver bringing Latios, Togekiss, Swampert, Honchkrow, Heracross, and Banette, while Memphis is countering with Heatran, Gardevoir, Nidoqueen, Ursaring, Vaporeon, and Manectric. So not only is this going to be a rematch of the championship, we got a little game to play with this. There was a little bit of controversy with one of the games here, and I don't know, I mean, you kind of get it from the title of the video, so play along. Maybe drink water, though I don't want to hurt anybody here. But let's get into the match and have a good time. Alright, so Memphis leads off with Gardevoir. Very strong lead. A lot of fairy weaknesses for Denver. Gardevoir tracing the Torrent. Denver having to make the switch, already trying to scout out that energy ball that Gardevoir could have. And there is the energy ball. Togekiss takes that pretty nicely. Gardevoir switches out. It is choice specs. Into Heatran. Heatran gets hit by the Thunder Wave. Denver making the switch. Back into Swampert. Heatran gets up the Stealth Rocks. Looks like Swampert says, hey, that was a good idea. I'm going to get up some of my own. Let's see what Heatran has here. It could be a Power Herb Solar Beam set. That would be very interesting to see here. No, Heatran swaps out. Back into Gardevoir. Swampert does get the Stealth Rocks up. Now we already know Gardevoir has the Energy Ball. Last time Denver swapped out into Togekiss. Now it looks like what they're going to do here, does Memphis read into that? Perhaps going for either a Psychic or a Moonblast. Moonblast, of course, very strong to lock itself into. And Togekiss takes the Rocks damage as well. Gardevoir does go for the Moonblast. Let's see how much this does. Specs Moonblast, big damage onto Togekiss. That will be enough to knock it out, especially thanks to the Stealth Rocks damage. Denver deciding here. I think at this point you should just sacrifice Togekiss, but it looks like they are going to decide to swap out. I mean, you're sacrificing something. I feel like Swampert has good play into, you know, Nidoqueen, Heatran, Manectric, so I'm not really in agreement with sacrificing the Swampert here. Swampert won't be able to take another one of these, that's for sure. Gardevoir gets the Moonblast, and that should be enough to KO Swampert. Yes, it is. So down goes Swampert. This could open up a lot of offensive potential for Memphis. No ground now allows Pokemon such as Manectric to Volt Switch. Banette comes in. It does take some Rocks damage here. And it's going to go for that Shadow Sneak. Will it be enough? Gardevoir at full health, but it is. The Choice Band. Banette gets a revenge kill. That should allow a pretty free Ursaring. If that's what Memphis wants to go for. I could also see them trying to get Nidoqueen in safely. Nidoqueen shouldn't take too much from a Shadow Sneak if Banette decides it wants to stay in. Let's see, Memphis deciding on what they want to go into here. Gardevoir looks so good in this game too. It's unfortunate to see it go down early, but the same thing with Swampert looking so good. So I guess both Pokemon really hurting there. So Memphis does go into Ursaring. It looks like Denver is going to offer up Togekiss as a sack. You see it just holds on with the rocks. Ursaring, though, goes for the Swords Dance. Let's see, is it going to be Guts or Quick Feet? We'll see if it's Flame Orb or Toxic Orb. The leftovers recovery from Togekiss proccing first. And it is Flame Orb, so we do have a Guts Ursaring. Togekiss able to outspeed, gets the Air Slash off. Thanks to Serene Grace, Air Slash has a 60% chance to flinch, as we see one there. So Togekiss could wear down this Ursaring quite a bit here. Another Air Slash, big damage. Oh, and another flinch. This Togekiss is gonna luck out this Ursaring here. Let's see. Memphis probably going to sacrifice here. They could try to go hard into Nidoqueen. No, they do sacrifice Ursaring here to the Air Slash. And Togekiss now has healed up enough that it can survive another Rocks if it wants to come back in. Manectric comes out here. Again, this is a pretty free Volt Switch for Manectric. Denver, not the bulkiest team here with Togekiss worn down and Swampert knocked out. Honchkrow, very fragile. Same thing with Banette. Heracross, pretty middling as far as defensive utility goes. Looks like they will switch out into the Latios, though, instead of sacrificing Togekiss here. There's the Volt Switch. In comes Heatran. Still don't really know. Heatran switches out. I was going to say, we don't know if it's offensive Heatran or defensive. They go into Vaporeon. A nice switch in. It's going to be able to heal back up with the Water Absorb on this Surf. Latios switches out into Heracross. There's the Ice Beam from Vaporeon. Heracross gets the Flame Orb activated. Vaporeon, such a bulky Pokemon as well. Uh-oh. Take your first shot, folks. Heracross has to decide to go with the Mega Horn here because it doesn't want to drop its defenses with the close combat. Vaporeon, of course, will be able to take a couple of these. Vaporeon switches out here. And Memphis goes into Nidoqueen, interestingly enough. Nidoqueen avoiding the Mega Horn. Ever notice that, like, this happened with my testing with Mawile too in my other game, but the 90 and 85% accurate moves, they feel more like 50%. But now with Nidoqueen out, this gives Heracross a pretty free Earthquake. Yes, and that's what it goes for, and it's going to pick up this knockout onto Nidoqueen. Heracross getting chipped down by its own burn damage, though. That is one of the drawbacks of Guts Pokemon. You do get that sort of choice band damage, but whittling down every turn. Heracross switches out here. Denver finds himself up 5 Pokemon to 3. But again, with Swampert down, it just allows Manectric to go for a lot of strong attacks here. And here's Flamethrower from Manectric. Latios being Choice Scarf this game, really kind of hindering its damage output here. Here's the Draco. It's going into Heatran. Let's see. We'll be able to kind of tell how defensive this is. That looks pretty defensive to me. This might be max special, max HP based on that damage. So it looks like this is time for the Togekiss sack. Yep, Heatran with the Flash Cannon takes down Togekiss. Heracross able to come back out here. Heatran switches out. Going back into Vaporeon. Vaporeon taking rocks damage. Let's see how much this Earthquake does. If it's max defensive, yeah, that looks like about max defense, taking about a third. Heracross keeps getting whittled down by this burn. Vaporeon with the Protect. Getting back a little bit of leftovers recovery. Heracross getting down into the red now. Is Vaporeon out of range of a close combat here? No, they are not, as they go down to the close combat. Manectric comes out here. Probably predict another Volt Switch here coming from Manectric. Yes, that will be enough to KO Heracross. And that'll leave 3 Pokemon against 2 here. Manectric has taken rocks 3 times now. Heatran with the Protect. Latios with the Surf. Not able to get the KO on Heatran. So bulky. And Flash Cannon will knock out Latios. Now it's 2 versus 2 here. Ooh, Heatran tried to go for another Protect, but gets paralyzed. That's going to give Honchkrow the Moxie boost. And that's going to leave Honchkrow and Banette against Manectric here. The switcheroo, though, putting the Choice Scarf onto Honchkrow. Now, I think Honchkrow could have gone for a Night Slash there. I don't think that the Choice Scarf would have locked them into Sucker Punch. But you see Manectric now goes for the Thunder Wave. So this is going to kind of mirror what we saw in the Boston and Pittsburgh game with one Pokemon kind of playing around Sucker Punch. But this one, we know that the Honchkrow is locked in Sucker Punch, and this is kind of where the controversy came up. One of the teams said that the other team was taking too long to pick their moves here. And the match is going to go to time. So what I want to kind of do here is just talk about how the match kind of would have gone. So we can see here, these are the current sets for the match. So Honchkrow, we got here, he took rocks damage, so lost 25% of his health. Manectric has taken 4 instances of rocks. It's still in the green, so I think that this HP number might be a little bit off. So I put at 51%. Typically after 4 rocks, you would be right at 50, but since he's in the green, I put it at 51. Now, what will happen here is, thanks to the switcheroo, we now have choice specs and life orb, or not choice specs, excuse me, choice scarf and life orb. So, like, Honchkrow is gonna run out of its sucker punches, and then it's gonna either have to struggle, or it's going to have to attack, or Manectric's gonna attack and kill it. So if it struggles, then Manectric is gonna take a 50 base power move, and if Manectric attacks, they're gonna take 10% anyway from the life orb. So they would be down to at least 41% just to kill the Honchkrow. Then we have the Choice Band Banette, which, as you see, Shadow Sneak does well over 53. So what we decided to do there was to give Manectric the KO against Honchkrow, and then give Banette the KO against Manectric. So I'm going to pause it here, and then we're going to get ready for game 2. But I just wanted to explain that little part for the ending of that last one. Alright, so we're back, getting ready for game 2 here between Denver and Memphis. First one going to time, a very back and forth strategic game. Let's see how the two teams kind of work around each other here in game 2. Denver switching it up here, going with Togekiss as the lead. Let's see if Memphis switches it up as well. Yes, Memphis this time leading off with Heatran. Togekiss connects on the Thunder Wave. Heatran goes with the Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon not doing that much, so that could give Togekiss the opportunity to roost here. It does have speed of the Heatran as well, so it doesn't necessarily have to lock into roost right now. But it looks like Denver's going to decide to switch out here. Heatran gets up its rocks. It's kind of going to be the same thing here, I think, with Swampert getting up their rocks. Okay, Heatran switches out here. Let's see if it's going to be Gardevoir. No, it goes into Vaporeon. Swampert's going to get up its rocks. Swampert's gonna stay in here. Vaporeon goes with a Scald if it gets the burn. No burn here. Swampert with the Earthquake, though. Just looking to get some chip on this Vaporeon. It's so difficult to chip it down. Then we're going to switch out here. Going back into Togekiss, perhaps looking to get a Paralysis on a Vaporeon. Togekiss, though, taking big damage from those rocks. And Vaporeon with another Scald here. Do they get the burn on Togekiss? No burn. Togekiss goes for the Roost. Could be an Ice Beam coming out here from Vaporeon. It is the Ice Beam. But thanks to the Roost, Togekiss isn't going to take much from that. Losing its Flying type in the process. Now that Ice Beam does look like a 2-hit KO from that range, so it is up to Vaporeon what it wants to do. Because if Togekiss doesn't go for a Roost one of these turns, then it could be pretty difficult. Looks like Togekiss is going to go for the Thunder Wave. Vaporeon switches out. Are they going to the Manectric? No, they go back into Heatran, who is already paralyzed. Takes a little bit of Rocks damage. Togekiss with the Air Slash, looking for those para flinches. Heatran paralyzed. Of course, Heatran's so bulky. Those Air Slashes resisted max special defense, max HP, we assume. Probably even a Calm Nature. Oh, but the Heatran double paralyzed. Togekiss slowly getting its health back, whittling down with these Air Slashes. Heatran finally able to get an attack, but Togekiss avoids the Magma Storm. Nidoqueen comes in now. No knockouts yet. Nidoqueen here looking to get a KO. Swampert could be pretty free here. Able to resist both Sludge Wave and Ice Beam. Two moves that would be super effective against Togekiss. There is the Sludge Wave. Ooh, still does pretty good damage to Swampert. Proccing the Citrus Berry though, so Swampert will be relatively healthy here. Memphis' best switch into this Earthquake is probably the Vaporeon. Last season's 2 finalists facing off. This definitely have heirs of the championship. Both teams playing around each other very well. Memphis deciding what they want to do here. I think they're just deciding what they want to go into. You don't want to risk Nidoqueen here. Nidoqueen and Gardevoir are definitely 2 of your better offensive threats. Okay, Nidoqueen does switch out. There's the Vaporeon. Vaporeon takes some rocks damage, and it will get hit with this Earthquake, leaving it at just about 2/3 HP after this leftovers. Alright, let's see now. Will we get a rapid round here? Here's an Ice Beam. Fishing for the freeze, perhaps? No freeze. Here's another Earthquake. Vaporeon gonna go down. Looks like it'll be, yeah, especially with the leftovers, it'll be able to survive another Earthquake. Does put it in crit range. Swampert just wants to keep Vaporeon low. Vaporeon going for the Wish. So Vaporeon has revealed its full moveset here. Fishing for the crit, not able to get it. Vaporeon dips its toe in the red. Swampert finding it very difficult to break through this Vaporeon. Of course, predicting the Protect here. Switching into Heracross. One of their better offensive threats. There's the Protect. But because of the switch and the Protect failing, well, you'll see what happens here. Vaporeon gets another Protect off. And that looks like it puts it out of the close combat range. Ooh, switch out into Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen taking the rocks damage. Heracross with a Mega Horn, but yet again misses. Maybe we should change this counter to a Mega Horn miss counter. That might even be more than the number of times we see Protect in this game. Heracross, though, does get the Earthquake, and that is actually the first KO of this match. Can you believe that? I believe that should allow you... Oh, okay, they go into Gardevoir. Alright. Moment of truth here. Gardevoir has missed... Or, excuse me, Heracross has missed 2 Mega Horns. And they're going for a third one. And they miss another one. Oh my goodness, and Gardevoir gets the Moonblast. Heracross missing 3 Mega Horns. Huge stuff there. Do remember Banette last game. Able to get the KO onto Gardevoir. So we can assume that's what Denver will want to go into here. Banette predicting the switch out here. Predicts it rightly, going for the knockoff. Let's see what Memphis goes into. They go into Ursaring. That's going to allow Banette to knock off Ursaring's Flame Orb. Banette with another knockoff finishes off Ursaring. In comes Heatran, taking more rocks damage as well. Banette does not seem phased. Banette with the knockoff. Let's see what this Heatran was. It was Focus Sash. Heatran connects with the Magma Storm, though, bringing Banette down to red. And I do believe the Swirling Magma will be enough to KO Banette. Heatran hanging on by a hair. I mean, knocked off that Focus Sash, but it looked like it still kind of worked. Now both teams down to 4 Pokemon each. In comes Honchkrow. Heatran with the Magma Storm disabled. Heatran switches out. Back into Vaporeon. Let's see how much this Night Slash can do. Looks like that does some pretty good damage. Life Orb recoil though. Onto Honchkrow. Looks like Vaporeon will still be in range of that. Here's the Protect. Honchkrow switching up, going with the Brave Bird here. Honchkrow does connect. Will be enough to knock out Vaporeon. It is. Back to Manectric. Will they try to play around the Sucker Punch again? We see the time Starting to whittle down. Denver, though, able to preserve Swampert this game, so they will make the switch. Let's see, yes, Manectric does go for the switcheroo. Swampert, though, already eating its berries, so now it just gets to be a little bit faster. Not too important in this endgame. Manectric switches out into Heatran, who will die to the Stealth Rocks here. Allowing Memphis to see that it is Earthquake that Swampert has locked itself into. Swampert having to stay in. Gardevoir with the Moonblast. Now Moonblast does look like it can clean up pretty well. We'll have to see. Honchkrow is going to come back in. It's going to take more rocks damage though. Down into the red. So low. Gardevoir could play around this by switching out. Yes, that is what they do. Manectric goes with a Thunder Wave. Can Honchkrow get the roost off? No, it gets fully paralyzed. Alright, so now Memphis is behind in Pokemon. Honchkrow going with the Sucker Punch this time. It does connect. Down goes Manectric. Let's see. Honchkrow able to just hang on. Out comes Gardevoir. Will it be enough here? Will there be a full pair? No, there's no full pair. And the Sucker Punch, with time expiring, able to get the final knockout. The Denver Ninetales able to defeat the Memphis Mews. A repeat of last season's championship. And 7 shots you would have taken, so almost half a bottle. Not too bad. You can save the other half for later. Enjoy the big game tonight, and as always, stay classy, society.